How you doing, my friends? Jovenshire here. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. Now, normally here we cover all things superhero news, gaming news, TV news, just all things in the geek culture space right here in your face, and we have a good time doing it. Today we're actually, I'm filming a video that is a little bit more difficult for me to talk about. It is some big news that happened in the YouTube world, and it's not just news that affects me, but it is news that affects a lot of my friends, and with that, a lot of you guys, the fans. And so I felt like I deserved, and you deserved, to hear about it. And I don't want to edit this video a lot, because I want you to kind of see like just the raw, uncut version of the story and what I have to say about it. And you know that I might edit a few like pauses out because it's not an easy thing to talk about, and I'm really sad. And I know, let's just jump into it. So I know that a lot of you may have been seeing on Twitter or Instagram a story that was going around talking about Defy Media and how it was going to shut down the doors to one of its studios in January. And Lasercorn on his channel actually did a really good job reiterating this story. So if you want to see that, I highly recommend that as well. You can kind of get his take on it and his hopeful spin, which is great. And but there was a big update yesterday since that, and I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to let you guys know as soon as I was able to kind of get back into the studio and be able to tell you exactly what's happening. And yesterday, there was an update at 5 p.m. from Defy. Again, Defy is the company that owns Smosh and Smosh Games, saying that it not happening in January, but actually effective immediately, that all production was going to cease on Smosh products and the channels were going to be going dark. Now, I want to explain what exactly that means, and I want to talk about why it's happening. The channels going dark doesn't mean that you won't be able to search for Smosh and Smosh Games and find the channel and watch old videos. The channel is definitely still there, and it's going to stay there, and it still has all the best content for you to go back to watch over and over and over, because come on, there's some great videos on there that you might want to keep watching. What it means for a channel to go dark is that we aren't going to be uploading anything onto Smosh or Smosh Games continuing forward. And this was a decision made by Defy. I would like to reiterate and say that this decision doesn't come from Smosh or Smosh Games messing up or doing anything wrong or not being successful enough. In fact, Smosh had been breaking records recently on their channel. Smosh Games maybe not have as many views as they had 4 years ago, but had been killing it when it came to brand deals. We were two successful brands creating content that was fun, and it was successful. But at the end of the day, Smosh is owned by a larger company, and you may not have seen in the news, but the articles are out there that Defy they owed money, and sometimes, as it happens when you're running a larger business, that sometimes you just can't keep up with how much needs to be done or how much is owed. So it made more sense for them to actually shut everything down, and Smosh and Smosh Games will no longer be making more content. There it is. That's hard to say. It's very hard to say because not only the faces that you see on camera are affected by this, but all of our friends that there was, and I'm not saying this just because I worked with them, there were literally some of the most creative and the best minds in the digital industry were working behind the scenes of Smosh, and there's a lot of people that lost jobs. About 80 people lost jobs in this decision. And it's really unfortunate, and I feel for them. I am very hopeful because as talented as they are and the magic that they helped create, they will land on their feet and they will do great things in the future. But now you know what's happening. Now you have a better understanding of why it's happening. And now we need to talk about what's going to happen next. There's probably some of you fans right now that are probably crying, and you know what? That's okay. But don't. Don't cry, because I know there's a lot of people that have said to us at conventions or in Twitter posts or whatever, saying that we like Smosh was always there for them whenever they needed someone. And guess what? I want all of you to know that we're still here. The footage might not be going up as regularly as it was or where it was going up before, but we are still here creating content, and we are still here breaking down the fourth wall that's a siren. We're still here breaking down the fourth wall to talk to you guys and to be there with you. Lasercorn and Soinky are creating more stuff on their YouTube channels. Damien, in fact, actually has a YouTube channel that we were talking about yesterday, and he wants to create more there. Bose is working on some new stuff. Mari, I'm very excited to see what she's doing next. And personally, something I always really enjoyed doing with Smosh Games was creating news shows that not only were fun to watch, but were successful also. That was my favorite part of the job, and I got to do it for 6 years, and I want to do more of that. So I'm letting you know now that I'm going to be working on new shows, some of which are cartoons, because I always had a passion for making cartoons that may live on my channel, and they actually might live on other channels as well. And so I just ask that you guys help the Smosh family and follow them. Pay attention to what they're doing. Add the notifications to Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, and just see what we're all doing next, because that's going to be the most important thing, is helping support us move on to the next thing. Because at the end of the day, these jobs are it's a fake job. At the end of the day, it's a fake job. It's a real job that we have, but it didn't exist a few years ago, you know? And so for us to try to do it again, it's not easy. But with the love and support of all the fans, myself and everyone else on the channel will be able to do that. Now, if you're worried about not seeing the Smosh family together, that's not going to be the case, because at the end of the day, we were all friends, and we're still friends. So I would like to say that here on the channel, you're definitely going to see, I'm going to take the opportunity to invite Smosh and Smosh Games guests on here. I had Lasercorn on recently. We were actually talking about having him back on to argue some Diablo stuff. Maybe we'll play some video games every now and then. I was thinking about having Soinky and Lasercorn on to play Worms as kind of like a repeat from something a long time ago. Maybe a Mario Party video is something I've been wanting to do. And there's some other shows that I want to create that would live on this channel that have room for guests, and this will be an open door for other Smosh and Smosh Games peeps to come on and hang out. So I want to make sure that we all are creating content for you guys that will keep us together, so we can all hang out, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. 6 years ago on Smosh Games, we broke down the fourth wall. 6 years ago, we started Smosh Games, and we got lucky enough to pair up with Ian and Anthony, and we wanted to make a gaming channel that was different from other gaming channels at the time, and we did that. And we are going to continue to make magic, that smoshy goodness for you guys, because that's what it's all about. And maybe I'm starting to repeat myself a little bit, but this isn't a bad thing. It's change isn't bad, change is good. This is going to give us all a chance to grow and do more stuff, and I'm just asking you to follow us along. Like I said, I'm going to be pitching and creating new shows, and I want to cast the Smosh and Smosh Games people in them. There's a cartoon that I've actually been working on for a very long time with Lasercorn and Soinky, and I can't wait to do that. It's something that I'll probably wind up self-funding like a pilot for, and I can't wait for you to see it. But just please keep paying attention to what we're doing. Send your love to the entire Smosh and Smosh Games crew that came along with us. My goal is to make a production company where I can rehire them all again, but it takes time, and I can only do that with all of your support. So thank you, not only for being with us during this difficult time, but thank you for being there with us since day one. Not even just the beginning of Smosh Games, but the beginning of Smosh. This isn't bad. big things are coming. Great things are going to come from this, and I can't wait to share all of it with you. So be ready for it, because at the end of the day, this is not a goodbye. This is not goodbye. This might be Smosh and Smosh Games ending right now. Who knows what the future has to hold? I'm working very hard right now to make sure that you guys have all of the Smosh greatness that you loved before. Now, I'm starting to rant, and this video is going on for a really long time, so I'm going to cut it here. But like I said, this is not a goodbye. This is only, I'll see you later.